Well, the expected battering failed to materialise on Sunday, on the pitch at least, as our odd assortment of the rush back, the out of form and the not remotely interested managed enough of a performance to prevent our goal difference from widening by more than one goal. Off the pitch, the visual metaphors were flying thick and fast as the roof of Old Trafford proved to be just as porous as our midfield and defence, with a flood of water pissing down on fans from above before cascading down the steps and in the process washing mounds of rubbish towards the pitch. It does, however, speak volumes that the most uncomfortable Arsenal felt all afternoon was when the water came through their ceiling on the dressing room. The fact we didn't get trounced by an Arsenal side that on its day is more than capable of doing it was as much down to their nervousness as it was to any improved performance from United. It almost certainly was an improvement on the Palace performance, but given the limited resources available, it was probably as good as we had any real right to expect. They tried, they pressed quite well early on at least, but didn't really lay much of a hand on an Arsenal side that looked increasingly confident in their ability to keep us at arm's length, and so it proved. With the match out of the way and the torrential downpour abating, attention switched back to our seemingly imaginary search for a new manager. The players having no faith in Rasmus Højlund, according to local paper mardass Sam Luckhurst at least, and the expected or hoped for clear out of the forest of deadwood that we've accumulated over the last 10 years. Now, rumours and educated guesses about who is leaving have been doing the rounds since the Ratcliffe buy-in, and some of these have been cemented in the minds of fans and media alike. Form continues to elude players like Casemiro, contracts are allowed to run down with no talks being offered to extend for Martial and Varane, and the media continues to suck their nuts off Jadon Sancho for turning in performances for Dortmund don't show an awful lot of difference from those he delivered at United, but the wastefulness seems to be being conveniently ignored right now. The main difference this year, as opposed to previous years, seems to be that these rumours/guesses are being closely followed by action. After the game last night, we had Martial and Varane managing more minutes on the pitch than they have done in the last few months as they wave goodbye to the crowd. Moves in the boardroom seem to be being followed by moves in the dressing room, which are even more important. In the Sky studio, their new addition to their predominantly useless stack of pundits, Wayne Rooney, set about reviewing the game and the United squad with a ferocity that personified his playing career. He wrote off the vast majority of the squad, urging the club to keep Bruno, the young players and bin the rest. For a lot of fans, that was exactly the sort of thing that we've been saying all season, and it was nice to hear somebody say it without trying to couch it in softer, more media-friendly tones. His call on Trippier's role in Mainoo's goal and the double standards applying to Casemiro was also refreshing to hear. We ended the week, since my last video, with a points return I didn't expect, a performance I didn't expect, and the flickering optimism I thought had called it a day for this season. Whether by design or necessity, we seem to have stumbled on a threadbare squad who give the appearance of having some idea what they're doing. We couldn't possibly sneak 7th and win the FA Cup, could we?